I'm Abbey Klaassen, and this is the Ad Age Digital Marketing Report. Today we take a look at Jimmy Wales. He's best known as a guru of wisdom of the crowd publishing. His Wikipedia, the online encyclopedia that anyone can edit or add to, is one of the web's most popular information utilities. But it's also a nonprofit that refuses to take advertising. Meanwhile, in a lesser-known role, Wales heads a completely separate company called Wikia.com. Built with venture capital, it's a for-profit, ad-supported site that now logs more than 500 million page views a month. Wikia.com contains a sprawling universe of wikis that are each like self-contained websites. Topics range all over the place, from robotics to Buddhism, baseball to boat engines, sewing patterns to personal finance. And some individual wikis are truly massive. The World of Warcraft game wiki, for instance, contains more than 70,000 user-written articles. Another, on recipes, has more than 48,000. And a third, on psychology, has over 23,000. We sat down with Wales to find out more about his rising Wikia.com colossus. And our first question was about the basic nature of wikis themselves.
A wiki is a website that anyone can edit. So that's really not enough to fully flesh it out, but generally in a wiki you can come and you see something that you don't like or that's wrong, or you want to add something, you just click on edit and you just start typing things and you hit save and it saves. Typically you shouldn't have to even log in, although some wikis do require login. And there are a lot of different tools the community has so they can monitor things, so recent changes, watch lists, all these kinds of things. That's what really makes a wiki successful.
You said you guys have gotten pretty good at seeding a Wikia page and getting people to find it and start collaborating with it. How do you do that? What are some of the keys?
For example, we just recently launched a site called The Vault, which is about the Fallout new video game. And basically what we do is we reach out to the community. We get a handful of people who know the property already and are already fans. We provide them with some resources and some support. Seeding with content is part of it, making sure there's something there. It's about designing the idea of the site so that when people show up they know exactly what they're supposed to do. There's a lot of elements to it. It's really it's more of an art form.
Those are lessons and tactics that I think marketers often struggle with when they try to create some sort of user-generated content.
Well, it sounds great, but a lot of people just have no idea how to do it. It's not trivial, and there's a lot of reasons. One of the problems that a lot of brands have is they have problems with authenticity. They really come at it as PR puff piece marketer types, and they don't engage the community in a real dialogue. They tend to be very controlling. We've seen wikis launched, the official wiki that launches, and they almost always fail. And one of the reasons they fail is that the company can't really bear to be hands-off. They want to go in there and sort of fix things that the community has gotten wrong because they're trying to be so controlling of their brand image. And then the community gets mad because half the time the community wasn't wrong in the first place. The company just doesn't like to have it said, that, well, the new movie that just came out, everybody hated it and it really annoyed people. Well, if that's true, that's true. And you have to sort of accept that the community's not going to always go your way, but that you're better off, respecting them and saying, well, look, this is our fans. If they don't like the newest thing we did, probably we screwed up,
What is Wikia's business model?
So we're advertising supported. So we have, Google ads on the site. We have display ads, and that's pretty much it. It's a straight advertising supported business model.
The people who contribute to it, they contribut for free, generally?
Yes.
Is there ever any pushback in terms of it is a for-profit venture? Right.
No, not really. I mean, we do have things. I mean, one of the great things about this in terms of creating the quality of the content is that the community cares about the quality of the content. That's all they care about. They want to make something really great. They want to have fun doing it with their friends. And they don't begrudge us having some ad space to pay for things, and they've got good tech support and all this kind of thing. That's not a problem for them. What would be a problem is if we tried to direct the editorial content. Then they would all get mad and leave. That would be unacceptable. And of course we have to negotiate with them. It's one of the things that is different from, say, About.com. So at About.com, they have lots and lots of people creating content. those people are getting paid to create the content. And they care about page views, they care about their SEO optimization. They're getting paid to care about those things, which means too often, unfortunately, they don't care about the quality of the content. Quality comes second. And also, About doesn't have to negotiate with those people to put more ads on the site. They're like, bring it on, more ads, more money for me, right? This is a very different world. So it forces us to be high quality. It forces us to say, look, if we're going to do something unusual or interesting with the advertising, we have to make sure that it's consistent with the values of the community on the site.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had marketers come to you and say, we want to create a wiki page, a Wikia page for, you know, Pepsi or something like that? Can you help us do that? I mean, do you make money that way at all?
Yeah, I mean, so that's something that we're very interested in doing. I would like to say it's not just a page. A page is not so interesting. What's interesting is the wiki, the whole site. So we did one of these for Hewlett-Packard, for example. So they were launching a new computer that was aimed at gamers, and they wanted to engage the community. So they did like a giveaway offer on the site, and somebody was going to win. And we had, you know, hundreds of comments about the new. It was basically, their question is, if you're a hardcore gamer, what do you want from a computer? We're listening, right? And here's the new computer we just came out with. We want you to tell us what you like about it, what you don't like about it. That was a very successful thing because it created a lot of buzz in the community, and you know there was a lot of stuff written about the product. And because they were smart about it, this was a computer that was designed for gamers, and gamers thought it was pretty sweet. And so most of the comments that came back were positive, and even the ones that were a little less positive were more like, this is cool, but why don't you go even further?
You were able to get HP to step back, let go, let the community police itself.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of a prerequisite for working with you guys?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have to understand that to be successful in this area, there's no possibility to be top down. You know, recently somebody said, well, what can brands do to improve their image online? And I said, the first thing they can do is not suck. Like, that's really core, right? The era in which some, you know, well, have sexier ads, right, doesn't work anymore, right? So more than ever before, the very first thing you have to do is think about, I've got this product, I'm trying to sell it to people, and I can't gloss over the defects because the customers coming into the store will only have seen the ad in the newspaper. The customers coming into the store, my imagination now is a new video camera, right? The customers coming into the store to buy a video camera will have scoured the web. They will know what's good about your product, what's bad about your product, and that's increasingly true. And so you have to really address those concerns and make sure that, you know, if there's a flaw in your product, fix it. And that's really all you can do.
We've talked about this concept internally and written about it in Ad Age, the idea of a post-advertising age, in which this, you know, perfect kind of flow of information makes it so that, you know, the one thing you can market, the only marketing tool you really have is your product.
Yeah, but I think there's some truth to that, but I also think that we're living in a world, an attention economy, as they say. And one of the things that you really need to do, you can have the greatest product in the world, and if nobody's ever heard of it, they're not going to buy it. And so that's really what advertising is all about. And so it really becomes much more, if we think about, you know, awareness versus shaping people's opinion of the product, right, as being distinct things. It's getting really harder and harder to shape people's opinion about your product in any way that's contrary to the facts. You can't just make it seem sexy because you have a sexy ad, because people are going to say, that was a really sexy ad, the product sucks. On the other hand, awareness, just pure awareness, just saying, oh, look, we're here, maybe you find this interesting, is still crucially important. And even more than ever, it's not a broadcast world anymore. So you need to engage with the community and, you know, make a good product, engage with the community and get them to go out and sort of tell the world about how cool it is and how great it is, which they'll do because people are always excited to find something that they believe in.
And that's it for this digital marketing report. I'm Abbey Klaassen at Advertising Age in New York.